Hello and welcome back to Side Gig Nation. Today, we have an exciting topic for all you aspiring side hustlers out there. If you've been thinking about starting your own side gig from scratch but aren't sure where to begin, you've come to the right place. I'm your host Mel, and I've been a freelancer and side hustler for more than 2 decades. And in this video, I'll be providing you with a step-by-step guide to kickstart your own side hustle, so you don't make the mistakes I made in the beginning. There's a lot to cover in this video, so let's get started. Step 1. Identify your passion and skills. The very first step is you've got to figure out what it is you like doing, because you're going to be doing quite a bit of it. So my first piece of advice is don't jump on the bandwagon simply because somebody said you could be a millionaire. Make sure you actually really like doing it. Pick something you really like. There are a lot of studies out there that show if you pick something you really like, you're going to stick with it longer and you'll actually see some real results. It's understandable, and I get it. I know you want to make money because, why do a side gig? But a lot of these studies have shown that unless you really like what you're doing, you're gonna burn out fast. So my biggest piece of advice here is avoid jumping on the latest trend if the only motivation you have for it is money. Now, I'm not going to go through how to choose what it is you go into for your side gig. I have a whole other video that is dedicated just to that, but as a first step, overall, that's what you need to do. You need to have chosen 3 to 4 side gigs that you think will work for you and that you can maintain. And then try all of them just a little bit and see how you like them. And then from those, pick one. You can circle back around to the others after you've cut your teeth on this first one. But for now, my second piece of advice is to pick one. In order to do business in the United States, for most side gigs, you're going to have to set up a business structure. So those come in a lot of different flavors. There is a sole proprietorship, a partnership, limited liability company, and an S corporation. Each structure has its own advantages and implications for taxes, personal liability, and ownership. So I'm going to tell you the best one to choose is either the LLC Limited Liability Corporation or an S corporation. One of the biggest reasons to choose one of these is the number of tax deductions that are available. They are legendary. They're huge. The other reason is that both of these entities limit your personal liability. For example, if you do a sole proprietorship, it is my understanding that if somebody sues you for something, they can actually go after your personal assets, not just your business assets. So an LLC and an S Corp are your best bets for protecting your personal assets and separating them from your business assets. And lastly, you have more considerations when you are an LLC or an S Corp than you have as a sole proprietorship. The biggest drawback with a sole proprietorship is the fact that you are taxed higher than any of the others. Sometimes you're taxed twice. Now let me put out a huge disclaimer. I am not an accountant, but I have been where you are now, and I chose wrong. When I first started out, I was like, oh, it's just me. I must be a sole proprietor. And that's the business structure that I selected. 2 years into it, I decided that maybe I needed to go see an accountant. So I went to see an accountant who quickly showed me the error of my ways. So definitely look into an LLC or an S Corp. They have a little more paperwork, but I'm going to put links down in the description where you can go and have this done for you quickly and easily. In most states, you can file online. Step 3. The next thing you want to do is register your business name. What if you pick out this crazy, amazing business name only to find out it is taken? Or worse, you come up with a name, you get all excited, you get signs made, you get business cards, only to find out after you've already printed them, you weren't legally able to use that name because someone else already grabbed it. So do yourself a favor, go onto your state's Department of Revenue or Department of Labor or Secretary of State. Once you are there, do a business name search, and in some states, it's called a fictitious name search. This will allow you to see if that name has been taken. If it hasn't been taken, file for your business paperwork under that name right away. Step 4. You will need to open a business bank account to keep your personal and business finances separate. In order to set up the account with your bank, you're going to have to register your business with your local authorities. For most side gigs, it's going to be an occupational license, but it depends on what your side gig is. You're going to have to get the licenses and permits that go along with the side gig you've chosen. Many side gigs, and especially the side gigs that I will have listed on this channel, don't really require this type of thing. However, having said that, make sure you've done the research on it before you start. Step 5. Use AI like the boss it is. Did you know that AI can assist you in creating a great strategy for success with your side gig? Use the handy prompt I've written for you, and then drop it into ChatGPT and let it do its magic. You'll find it in the description box below. ChatGPT is excellent at creating strategies, blueprints, and actionable steps that you can use when you finally get going. It can help you to market your side gig, to reach a greater audience, to even suggest ways in which you might improve your skills on a side gig. So don't overlook the benefit of AI to help you find and keep and scale your side gig. Step 6. Set realistic goals. Okay, we all want to be billionaires. But is that a realistic goal right out of the gate? Probably not. So divide your big goals, maybe the ones that AI has suggested, and break it up into smaller milestones, and then celebrate each achievement. This is going to keep you motivated throughout your side gig journey. Step 6. You need a website. For most things that you're going to do side gig-wise, you're going to need a small website. Having a strong online presence is so crucial. Create a professional website and set up profiles on social media platforms where your target audience hangs out, and then engage with your potential customers. Maybe build a community around your brand. Now for a shameless plug. I build websites, so if you don't want to mess with it, give me a shout, but you can set up a quick one using Canva Pro. There are so many templates to choose from, and it's almost a one-stop shop. And no, I don't get any kickback or affiliate money for recommending them. They're just really that good, and they're one of the most go-to tools in my graphic art kits these days. Step 7. Set up accounting and record-keeping systems. Okay, I avoided this one for the longest time. I thought, I'm small potatoes, I don't have that many transactions. I'll just keep it in an old-fashioned ledger or on an Excel spreadsheet. For a while, that did work, until things started really taking off. And then, all of a sudden, I had these quarterly tax payments that I needed to pay, and I wasn't getting a refund anymore. I realized I needed to have a way of keeping my records better. I have a love-hate relationship with QuickBooks, and seriously, if anyone out there has a better method, please drop it in the comments, because I have tried 3 and 4 different versions of QuickBooks, and I do use it, and I will make myself work through it. But it's a beast, and if I could find a simpler version, I would totally do that. However, my point is to make sure you have an accounting system that works. Make sure you get one that will do cash flow analysis and will do a profit and loss statement for you. Make sure it also offers to create a balance sheet. These are things that banks especially will want to know if you ever go to try and get a business loan or apply for a business credit card. These types of reports also give you a very clear idea of how healthy your side gig is. And the next and final step is to analyze and adapt. Give this side gig about a good 3 to 6 month run. See how you like it. See how it's working out for you. How does it fit into your overall life? Because it's a side gig. You're not planning to do this full time, at least not yet, so it needs to fit into your lifestyle. If you find at month 3 that it's really not your thing, then scrap it. Go to your number 2, 3, or 4th side gig idea. Eventually, you are going to find one that works for you. When I first started out, I was actually an 8th grade English teacher. I took from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock for my side gig, and that's literally the only time I spent on it. I had young kids at home, all kinds of activities, so 2 hours was all I could give it. I would say probably within the next year, I was making as much with this side gig as I did at school. Now, mind you, my hours expanded too. Instead of going from 3 o'clock to 5, I now was working in the evening after the kids went to bed. So you have to figure out what works for you, because at some point you're going to be doing both a day job and a side gig at the same time, almost the same hours. But it is possible, and I've done this with multiple side gigs where I started small and gradually scaled it until I was making as much as I was making with my day job. That enabled me to quit and work from a home office and travel and have all kinds of wonderful freedoms that I did not experience with a 9-to-5 job. There you have it. These are the steps that will get your side gig started off on the right foot. Remember, building a successful side hustle takes time and effort and some dedication. So stay committed to your passion and continue to learn from people along the way. And hey, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like it, and most of all, share it with your friends or family members who might be interested in starting a side gig from scratch. Don't forget to subscribe to Side Gig Nation for more valuable content. As always, please feel free to ask questions or share your experiences in the comments below. Until next time, happy side hustling.